Okay, I was just editing the interview with Ross and Blair, and what I realized is probably I should give you guys a disclaimer. This is not going to be the standard interview, if you will, because the standard set of questions didn't get asked. The rapid fire did. There's one question in particular that is personal just to those two that I am so happy I asked. I got one of the best answers I could have. I didn't even expect to get that great of an answer just due to how it all relates to the question that I asked. And that one was really, really special. But the majority of this is kind of a free flow conversation, right? If you watch a good interviewer on TV or you listen to a good podcast with somebody that's interviewing somebody, a good interviewer just lets the conversation kind of naturally happen. If the people they are talking to are entertaining and engaging, it just happens, right? They don't try to steer the ship to where they want it to go. In a bad interview, yeah, you got to steer the ship. So this was a good interview. Ross and Blair are fun. They're, just engaging and entertaining. So we just let that conversation roll. I didn't insert the questions to try to get the norm because I didn't feel like I had to. It was their first Crown Rally. They're talking about their journey on it. And it's funny. And it's entertaining. And I think that it's cool to hear their experience. So it just didn't feel right kind of forcing questions on them. There's a funny part. What happened to them on the rally that directly impacted me. You will hear that. You got to watch the entire thing. But again, I didn't really want to force the questions in there. And, we talked about the upgrades and the updates to the GTR. And it's not my place to drop that. Ross said I could. I don't want to do that. So I edited that out. I edited out a lot of me talking about my experience on Crown or other funny stories. 'Cause it's not about me. It's about Ross and Blair. It's about the people I'm talking to in each of these videos. It is not, I'm not doing this about me. Unfortunately, there's more of me in this video than I would have liked, but sometimes you can't edit out everything that you say because otherwise people are like, okay, well, how'd this conversation come about, right? So, you might see some weird edits where I'm saying something and then suddenly, new subject. I tried to do it in a manner where it wasn't that obvious, but I'm not the greatest editor in the history of editing, by far. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you don't, you are probably dead inside because Ross and Blair are so nice and sweet and funny that how can you not like these two, right? So watch the whole thing, enjoy it, and it's funny, it's engaging, but I just wanted to let you guys know why there's some weird edits and also there's not the standard questions. So enjoy it. We'll see you on the next one. Peace! Well, so I'd like to have everybody introduce themselves. So tell me your names, the area you live in, and what you do for a living.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ross Soto. This is my wife, Blair Soto. She's so beautiful, isn't she? Anyway, so we're both from Morris, Illinois. My job profession is I'm a overhead electrician, also a power lineman, aka for Commonwealth Edison, which is the power company in the northern half of Illinois. So, and then I'll let her take away with this.
And I'm a realtor.
Awesome.
We're pet sitting my parents' little 3-pound Yorkie right now. She looks homeless right now because she hasn't had a freaking haircut in forever. And I was like, guys, I about called a groomer while she was here. You look far better than this dog.
I like it.
I think it looks cool.
Are you going for the mullet? Is that the idea?
I'm 50-50.
So look it. You said it and I'm going for it.
I think I'm going for it, but the issue is because I had a fade, so
Oh,
like the top's growing so much faster than the back.
Sure.
So it sucks because it's like
Hey,
this
freedom.
thing is all over the place. Like, and the
Yes.
rest, yeah.
You know?
So I think I have to do it because I said I was going to do it, and I'm
Yes,
making
you
my
did.
well,
word.
no.
Well, now I'm calling you out
Okay.
too.
Well,
All right. I mean, I'm going for like we're calling this like the mohawk.
Or the fullet.
Yeah, the folet, whatever folet,
okay.
mohawk.
Well,
You
we'll
know,
be on south. We'll be on south with mullets together.
yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
We'll ride dirty. Uh, I mean, I'm trying to get Alex to do it, but I don't know if he's going to do it or not.
Oh,
Hey,
come on.
he might. You never know.
Well, according to
You
JT,
know?
We'll start chirping in his ear too.
He's kind of a sleeper. He might say, I don't think, and then he's going to
Show
show up
up.
with a full on
He's
like
gonna show up with a mullet to his
Joe
butt.
Dirt, like Joe Dirte mullet. Like it's going to be like, I thought you said no.
well, with JTP, John, I call him JTP, but Taylor Page,
I like it.
he told me that he's like, if enough people tell Alex to do something, he will do it.
Good. Okay. Noted.
It's like, yeah, so it's like you just kind of jump on it.
Pictures of mullets.
Yeah. I will mention something to him.
I keep trying. We'll see. I don't know, but it's interesting. I don't think any of us are going to Frank's Fabio looks.
Oh yeah.
No, maybe not. You never know.
I don't
You know,
know that
he-
anyone can pull it off like Frank. I think we got to try
can.
our own thing.
Yeah, we're all just gonna have
It's
our
been
own.
done.
We're gonna have our own versions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, we've got 8 months. It's going to grow.
Plenty of time.
I'm not
Oh,
going Joe Dirt.
wow.
I'm
Okay,
not.
that's bigger than I thought. Look at that.
It's getting there. Ross
Wow.
is jealous.
I am kind of because like you could probably like feel it move if you do that. I can't. Mine's like, wow.
Oh yeah.
is.
Okay.
You are halfway there, man.
I
You
look like
got
I look like a homeless Amish boy right now, though. That's the problem.
Well, I don't know if the homeless can afford eyewear, so I would say you don't necessarily look homeless, but you
I know,
have
but
you have
That's your
vision
blessing.
on your insurance. So
Or at least at one point you did.
Yeah. Well, I had a guy actually, some dude watched one of the YouTube videos, and I don't even know this guy, right? Like just a random guy. And he goes, your hair, you need to cut your hair.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
And I was like, what?
Oh, what do you
So
want?
I have one coming out where I call that guy out though. Like not by name. But
Yeah.
So
man.
I'm not going Joe Dirt though, just to let you know. Like it is not gonna be down to the middle of my back. I can't do it.
Nothing little.
Yeah, we gotta we're modernizing the
Right.
mullet, okay?
I am
Just to be
going
Like mid-class white trash.
yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Yes. I am
Or
going
class,
High-class white trash.
high class, line class.
what's
Okay.
that dude's name? Brooks Wallen. Brooks. The country music dude.
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen. I don't
And I-
listen.
Oh, who's the other guy?
Ernest.
Do they have mullets?
I can't think
Yeah.
of his name. There's another country singer that's rocking a mullet right
I'm
now too,
feeling
and
a
it's not
common
Billy Ray
denominator
Cyrus.
It's the norm right now. I think it came back like full steam.
There's a guy in our town who has had a mullet for years, and it's
Yeah.
like his thing. He has, I think, his
His
Instagram,
Instagram handle is Morris Mullet.
the Morris mullet.
For sure. Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he
He's
is a good time.
hysterical. He was way ahead of all of us.
Does he spike the top up?
Yeah,
wanna
it's
say so.
like feathered.
And the back is like Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
absolutely.
we'll have to like tag him or something. He's gonna be like, "Why the hell am I being tagged in this YouTube video about cars?"
That's the month that we have a town here called Muncie. Like I don't know what Morris is like. I've never been there, but here we have a town called Muncie, which is like very blue collar. Like not slamming it in any. Yeah. Ball
It's an
State.
Moby song. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, Ball State was there, and then like the teen mom chick is from there, and like
Oh yes.
it's not
Probably similar. So
okay.
Morris is what, 15, 20,000 probably population.
Ish.
We call it the Muncie mullet though.
Oh yeah, Morris Mullet. You know,
same thing. We're just across the border and pay more in taxes.
Yeah, we're just we're
That's
just
it.
Illinois
That's it.
Illinois taxes. So we basically overpaid.
Yeah, we're doing the
like,
same thing to just
to live out in the sticks,
be
basically.
taxed to death.
Yeah.
You guys did not. There was the night in Nashville. So it's me, JTP, Elia, and Rob from.
What you say now? We're being recorded.
No, but Rob from JFB, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about like the crazy stuff in each state. So I asked JTP, I was like, hey, what's your tax rate there or something? And he said for California, and it was like off the charts, right? And then I look at Elia and I look at Rob, and it's Illinois and off the charts. And they're like, what's your tax rate? And I was like, sales tax 7% and property tax is 1%. And they're like, wait, what? And I look at JTP and I go, hey, what's your gun laws? And he goes, oh, there's like a 10-day hold period. And it's if you buy an AR, the upper has to break from the lower before you can get your clip to release so that you can reload it. And then I look at the guys from Illinois and they told me like 3-day hold, I think, or something.
Yeah, we're 3.
Yeah, something, right? And they're like, what about you? And I was like, oh, I can go buy as many guns as I want and get them the same day. I can buy as much ammo.
General store, you could buy one. No big deal.
So we had that conversation. And then every time people would tease me, they're like, just move to Illinois or move to Wisconsin. I'm like, property tax, gun laws.
Well,
you're smarter than we are.
Whoever told you to move from Illinois doesn't currently live in Illinois then.
Yeah, they're just jealous or something. Something's happening. They're trying to play the old switcheroo on you.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily move to Indiana, but
if you have a 1% property tax, it's tempting. It's tempting.
Yeah.
As a realtor, I'm like, oh.
So
hey, speaking of, congrats on the new exhaust.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm stoked with it, but of course I can't freaking drive the car.
We feel you.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Feel you.
Right. But yeah, it was surprising. It was really surprising because I didn't know what to expect because it's just axle back. So it's not like I deleted the caps or put headers or anything on, just straight up bolt on. And the guy started and I was like, you guys take the cats out? And he,
what did you do?
What did you do?
He goes, no. I was like, okay. And then he revved it for me and there were some pop-pops and I was like, pop-pops! Pop-pops!
Corsa, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Is it loud in the cabin when you're driving? No. That's the issue with our GTR is like, I lost my voice on South because we're like yelling in the car the whole time.
So
what's the next turn? And we just like speaking above our voice just a bit for 5 days. We finally got to the point where like, we just need to not talk for a little while because I have to yell and I have no voice. Yeah, it was not easy for me. And I was like, I can't talk.
It wasn't loud at all. Like even with the new exhaust, but before on the rally, it wasn't loud at all. Like we had music playing pretty quiet. And you couldn't really hear anything. And then with the new exhaust, there's no drone at all.
Wow.
So
yeah, ours is pretty drone.
Fine. Like because I won't go to that level. I like to hear music when I'm driving. And like I talked to Frank about having to wear the headsets.
Yeah, we're close, I think.
We're about headset level.
Yeah.
Like, straight pipe. I mean, there's no resonators on the downpipes. There's no muffler. It's just pipe.
Right.
So
yeah,
we can't get any more open than what we are right now.
His brother-in-law, or my brother-in-law, his brother, which you know Ryan, all the Crown Soto, guys know Ryan. He was like, "Do you guys wear like headphones or what do you do?" He's like, "I go fucking deaf." And I was like, "It's loud."
Him and I were driving, side by side one day, and he's like, "I can't even hear myself think next to your car. I don't know how you do." And I'm like, I don't think.
He's like, you guys have to get like earplugs or something. And I was
That's
like,
the best part. You just don't think. It's awesome.
We're just talking really loud the whole time. It's no big deal. And it's not shockingly loud. It's just loud enough that you like if we talk at a regular decibel, you're like, what? What did you say? Unless you're really tuned in and reading some lips, it's like, I didn't get it. You're gonna have to try again.
So the walkie-talkie app was a little challenging at some time, at some points too for us.
I bet.
Fuck, they just did. Like,
Yeah,
and
We didn't even use it. We left it off because we got so annoyed by some of the talking. And
tried.
we turned it on sometimes, but then it was like, so.
I didn't know it was one of us at first either. Until Ryan called.
Well, and we're also, we're older and we understand like if there's a problem on the highway, there's a reason, especially like that.
Someone could be hurt.
It wasn't like somebody was pulled over. Like it was dead stop. Like something happened up ahead.
Well, and it's no secret. When you're on these rallies, you're driving like a friggin' idiot 99% of the time. You know what I mean? It's like you can't even say that we're not. We're all somewhat experienced. This part out too. Edit this part out. But the thing is that it's experienced drivers doing it. You know what I mean? Right. Like it's drivers that know their cars, that have driven like this for years. It's not somebody that rented a Lamborghini and was like, I'm gonna rip around in this and just see what happens. You know what I mean? It's all people that want their cars taken care of. So when you do see a wreck, it's like, oh shit, something went really wrong. Like something had to have happened because these people know their vehicles and they know what they can do. And that's why they call it an accident, like it happens. And luckily nobody was hurt. So it wasn't a big deal on that front. It's like a car can be fixed. It's not a big deal. Yeah. I was terrified because how we drive, but I thought, for sure someone's got to be hurt. Like there's no way someone's walking away with this. But being said, these are expensive cars. They're designed to go really fast, which means they're designed to be somewhat reinforced when things go wrong when they're fast. It's like that. So Ryan and Sarah said they barely felt a thing. Like barely felt a thing. The guy in the other car, I'm not going to say obviously what it is just in case this slips through, but the guy in the other car was like cutting himself out of all of the airbags that went off and his car was totaled and he was totally fine. Like that's pretty miraculous if you ask me. So I was just like, I heard about what he was saying and I'm like, oh dude.
Definitely a bad deal, but it could have been way worse. And
yeah. Well, we had it was not ideal weather either. You know what I mean? Like horrible weather. And the irony is that so when we got the tail of the dragon, we kept getting lost, right? Like our GPS wouldn't connect quick enough to make the right turns. So we were actually at the gas station when the incident with the other So we were there for that, and then Stern Squatch was actually going to follow us. We were just going to go the closest highway, jump on, and just get to the hotel because we're like, we heard the tree took out the power line or whatever. So we're like, dude, let's just go get to the hotel, have like one day of actually resting and not being like, we just got here, now we got to go eat, and So we leave. Yeah, we leave, but Stern, what's his driver's name?
He was with
starts with an A.
Yeah, I can't remember. I feel so bad right now not remembering. He was a nice guy too. Yeah, but they turned around, but they luckily for you guys turned around because that's when you guys got all those cool pictures.
I know. And honestly, we were lost-ish. We were taking a local route to get there.
I want to say we probably only went 5 miles out of the way.
Tops. It's like everybody
we did a loop.
Yeah.
And then we were like, wait a minute, we just did a circle.
We've
Let's
been here
fucking
before.
Try this again. So it wasn't like we were lost for a long time.
No.
But we were still lost. And we pulled up to this T. We pulled up to this T intersection.
It's like a lake in front of us.
Yeah, a lake in front of us. And I'm like, I don't know what we're doing anymore.
So
all of a sudden,
Lambo,
Wheelhouse Exotics fucking goes past us. And I'm like, We
I was
found
like,
it. We found it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
We threw so many parties in our cars because so many like mishaps happened.
We're like,
but then like the comeback was so much fun. We should put a GoPro inside facing us when shit goes wrong, because seriously, the when we pulled up to the T and we're like, all right, we gotta regroup here. Let's look at the GPS.
yeah,
Let's look
so
at
we
the
were
map.
sitting there for, I don't know, a couple minutes. Tops.
And then all of a sudden it's like R8 Lambo media car. And I'm
That's
like,
us.
I was like, oh, that's ours. I was like, those people
Like,
are
that's
ours.
us, let's go.
And so I'm like hanging out the window, like, yeah. I was like, we found people. And then they were like, yeah, he's like, hey, my R8 caught fire. And I was like,
yeah, so it was right after
that's
that.
not good.
And then
Dude, we
you know,
were there. So I was there because I walked up to Stern because I saw media car and I'm like, hey, do you guys know where we're supposed to go? And they're like, oh, we have no clue. Like we're yeah.
George a day or something.
George, yes, that's right.
Anyways.
So I walk up to him and I'm like, do you guys know where you're going? No, we have no clue. And then I just hear the dude with the Audi like screaming. And I look over and there's fire. Somebody started yelling fire. And I look over and I see it. And he was very smart. He took the gas nozzle out of the car immediately. So that was good. And then we're standing there, and obviously I'd never met those guys. So I'm not going to approach those dudes when their friend just had a catastrophic incident, possibly, right? So we're standing there, and one of the other guys walks up, and I was like, hey man, do you guys need a jack? Like, I have a jack. You want a jack so you can jack it up and look at it? And he was like, yeah, that'd be great. And I had a floor jack with me. So I pulled out a floor jack, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, how do you go?
Caddy.
It's a sedan. It's a sedan, man. It's a sedan,
Yeah.
man. So I was like, do you guys want us to wait? And he's like, no, just take off. But yeah, that was very lucky because it sounded.
So just so we're clear, that was at the gas station?
Yeah. When he stopped.
Oh.
It was when he stopped and it started on fire.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew it caught fire,
he
but
said it was what? Like
at a gas pump though?
Yeah. I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's real bad.
He was filling up.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
This is bad. That's real bad.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, it caught fire. Like, and he put it out. No big deal.
His wife, Margaret, was like, I saw my entire life flash before my eyes. I was like, I bet you did.
Well, the problem is that we grew up with fucking gas stations exploding in movies. Like,
so it was intense, but it wasn't like that. It was so fast though. Like somebody yelled fire. He pulled it out. They got it out pretty quick. The Indian dude that runs that gas station, that poor guy, somebody ran inside. So he comes out with like this huge fire extinguisher, like, I'm ready. And they're like, we got it, man. Like, no.
Not his first rodeo, apparently.
Thank you, sir. We have it handled.
Yeah. And you could tell that probably when he first bought the place, he had like a fire extinguisher that big.
Yeah.
And then probably over time, it just grew like a fish story, kind of like, yeah. It was
bad.
I saw when he pulled into the garage that night and I saw them, I was like, wow. I was shocked. And I couldn't really see any damage to the car, which was really good because he had a little bit of a
tinge. It had brown. It had brown.
We'll call it tinged.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was not like what I thought it was going to be because when we left, it was obviously they wiped it off. So that made it better. But when we left, I was like, oh, that's not a.
I'll tell you what, they ripped on tail pretty hard. So they did just fine after they left. Yeah. So he was checking for leaves and everything. He's like, I'm not trying to catch fire twice. So he's like looking around the car, making sure it's all clear. But yeah, no. It was an interesting day to say this. And the only reason we caught up with them was because obviously we hung back with Ryan and Sarah to see if like, do you need a ride? Can we take you to a hotel? You're going to catch a flight. You know, what are you going to do? Because they told us we're done. We're burned out. I'm frazzled now. We've already done this route. We're just going to go. We're going to start heading back to Illinois. So I had my dad on standby in Illinois because my dad has a few trailers. And I was like, if shit goes south for them, we're like near Tennessee-ish. Start heading this way because
he was ready. He was pumped.
Oh, he loves feeling needed.
He probably already had the trailer hooked up to his truck. He's like, Hey, when you need me,
Yeah.
give me a call. Yeah. Ready? All right, let's go.
So I could hear the disappointment in that man's voice when I called and said, "Hey, car's totally fine. They're actually going to continue on the rally." He's like,
That's
"All
great.
right, are they sure?" I was like, "Yes, they're sure." So we hung back with them, and then obviously when we got to that that like is a bar restaurant there before you enter the tail
Oh yeah.
that everybody stopped at.
Oh,
There's
it was the merch
nobody
store. Yeah, like that merch kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't remember the like 59 or something. I don't know. But anyway, the
can't
owner
remember.
came out, was like, "A little behind, huh?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, they're about to open it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's like, "But I'm gonna give you the local route." So we took the local route, which basically to get in the tail, you go down and back up. Well, we went up and back down and dropped into the tail, basically.
Okay.
And then we just happened to find like a Porsche, a Lambo, an R8, and like a media car. Like we thought we had just goodbye everyone, we're on our own today.
Because we also stopped, we stopped because we got off of the highway. We didn't want a bunch of cars, but because it was, our brother and sister-in-law, I was like, I'm not just gonna leave him and drive past.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure they were all right. And we didn't want to cause any more attention for Crown. So we took off and just went off at the next exit. And her and I were like, "Well, hey, here's a Cracker Barrel. Let's go to Cracker Barrel."
That's lunch.
So we're like, it was like, "Oh shucks, we'll go to Cracker Barrel."
Guess I'll get some biscuits and gravy while I wait.
I was like, yeah, the Big Papa breakfast or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Of
so
course.
we made it there. I mean, I want to say we probably spent like 2 hours or more.
2 or 3 hours.
I mean,
just
we
waiting.
spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, not just what happened with family car, but I mean that whole day, just that incident was such a
weird day.
Yeah.
It was a weird day. And then we had like the incident where Ross and I missed the launch in Cincinnati.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't miss anything.
We got the call the morning.
You, of all people, know.
His brother.
That was so awesome. I hated every minute of it until the part where you said, "Are they gonna go or are they gonna?" Hello. I just wish I could have seen how long you waited. So I don't think anybody's in there.
No, we came downstairs, right? And I saw that the lights were still on, the ground effects. And I was like, "Oh, that's not good." And then we got in the car after the driver's meeting, and I go, "That's not starting. I don't think anybody's in there."
Go.
So I'm not.
Hey, everybody's out.
I didn't honk, but so Elliot got out and like closed your gas tank because somebody had bumped the gas tank open, like the lid open, right? So somebody bumped that lid, so he closed it, and it was kind of, if you guys would have been in there, it would have been creepy because he got kind of near the window and was like doing one of these, like,
Yeah.
We're just
yeah, and
excuse
so
you.
they're launching. Everybody's going. I had somebody next to me, and I'm like, I gotta be this dude that nobody knows what's going on, by the way, like except for us, obviously, and well, you later.
Not us.
Not us.
You're staring at the backs of our eyelids.
Yes, so they just see this random car backing up to go, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Like I see the dude next to me, like, "What the fuck?" So I had to go around, and like it was fine, but I was just sitting there, like, I don't think they're in there, dude. And he's like, "Yeah, they're not in there." And then obviously cars going, and I'm like, "They're definitely not in there." But
Catching up on our beauty rash.
We're so tired. And it's like, when you get a call when you're supposed to be somewhere, and the minute the phone rings, you already know you're late. That's exactly what happened. Like I heard his phone ring.
Home Alone.
Jumped out of bed. I was
We did it again.
We were not packed. We had our clothes out of everything. I'm just throwing stuff in, zipping it, throwing stuff out. I'm like, we missed the launch. We gotta go.
And we didn't even really go. We went out the night before, but
we were in bed by 12:30.
It was early.
Yeah.
And
in bed at 12:30.
I was responsible.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the first time I met you guys because you guys were right at the car. And I'm not gonna lie, I told this to everybody. I haven't put it on video yet because I didn't want to do it without like you knowing. But we're in a parking garage, right? So I see dressed to the nines, right? I see dressed to the nines, and I go, oh no. I'm like, I go, this could be interesting. Like, I hope they're not full of themselves. And then I judged the book by its cover, which I should not have done because you guys
It's okay. You're
Hey,
human.
no, you guys are literally the nicest people ever. And the minute that we started talking, I was like, stupid, 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 stupid. Like,
Well, I'm
but
glad I can prove you wrong.
no, but everybody kind of that I talked to that met you guys that night was like, yeah, we were.
I don't want to talk to them.
I love doing that. I mean, here's my thing is that for my job in specific, there is no dressing up.
Right.
It's flame resistant wear strictly. So any chance that I have to wear a suit, like I jump on that shit.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that might have been a little bit of a weird situation, but I was like, fuck it. I was like, whatever.
We don't
I was
give a
like, I'll
shit.
wear it down to the garage. I was like, where else are we gonna go?
Yeah, once I started talking to you guys, it totally made sense, and I was like, okay, they're just enjoying like the situation and living it up. Like it wasn't like this airs, like putting on airs and trying to like it wasn't that at all. It was just
Nope.
we're just feeling this right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was everybody was
I'm dressing up.
Yeah.
right.
Hell yeah.
It's
Everybody was
just night I get a babysitter.
There's a celebration, bitches.
Yeah.
Like,
We're in a parking garage under the ground.
Underground.
yeah.
Oh,
got any more of them crown rallies?
yeah. So it was great though. Like I was just dying. But the minute that I realized I was such an asshole, I was like, you're an idiot, dude. Like, what are you doing? No.
I think that makes you human, and we're all that way. We've had those thoughts too.
I might have been like getting in that suit, and I'm like, let's give them something to talk about. Talk about love.
I got the opposite, right? So I got the reverse because I was not dressed up. I was wearing like basketball shorts and like a t-shirt and tattoos everywhere and like sweating because it was kind of humid and hot down there.
Really humid in there.
I think people were looking at me like, is this a homeless dude that just wandered down here?
Who let him in?
Yeah, like who's this guy?
We didn't realize how much, crown swag we were gonna get, so we just kind of brought the whole closet.
I overpacked.
I was like, shit, I brought a suit. I might as well wear it.
And I have no excuse because my sister-in-law was like, leggings, jeans, and crown t-shirts. That's literally all you need. And I was like, yeah, no. So I'm incapable of underpacking. So although now I feel like, all right, now I can pack like one nice thing if we happen to go out, whatever. Now that I know, but I was like, I don't care. I'm out without a babysitter and I'm having fun. I'm freaking dressing up, which I'll probably do it again. But the point is,
oh, do it.
You probably will.
Yeah, we've always liked to dress up, and we get that everywhere we go. A tux. I'll bring my wedding dress.
There you go.
I have another crown wedding.
Yeah, I had a huge duffel bag that was full of like I packed every single different option because I was like I don't know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
So I had nice button downs and nice like pulled over like zip up like sweaters and like dress pants and dress shoes. And then that dinner though, we went to dinner that night and that was kind of in that fancy like bank.
The bank vault.
Yeah. So I wore like button down and like nicer pants and shoes and I walk in and of course nobody's dressed up. And I like
Ross and Blair.
Except for us.
Yeah. Well,
we were late.
I did my hair though, and I'm like, I did everything up, and then everybody's like, let's go down to the garage. I go, I got to change. I was like, I can't do this. I'm looking around and like, yeah.
Let's get the dress a proper night out.
I was like, keep it going.
It was beautiful though. I loved it because it was like a moment that I needed. Like you sometimes need those moments of clarity for yourself where you're like, why did you do that? Like, why did you jump to that assumption? You should never like, I needed that reminder for myself kind of like, don't do that.
That's so cool though.
Yeah. And also something to remember. us GTR and CTSV guys and gals, we get to bring that much clothes. Okay.
Yes.
We get the options.
You want a
because
floor
we have
jack? I
trunk
got
space.
it.
Yeah. You want jack? You want a jack? Hey, you want a fire extinguisher?
Do you need
We
a
got one
spare
of those
tire?
too.
I have 4.
We got space.
You were ready. I mean, it was
Paired.
I packed so much crap in that car. I had
I'll
spare oil, spare brake fluid, like
Yep.
anything and everything, because I'm just ready for the worst things possible. And then
For
it didn't
sure.
happen to us, it happened to somebody else, and I'm like, well, at least I'm ready. So
Yep. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So that morning where we slept in, we finally got on the road and we were like, we looked at the gas gauge. We have no fuel. Like, okay, great.
On top of it.
And then I'm like, you know what? We have missed the launch now by an hour.
Yeah.
We need to get fuel. We're gonna snack some breakfast somewhere too, like a drive-through. So we're like, we'll just like get to where we're going when we get there, right? So then we're on the road and we're like, we're alone. We're not with the pack. We have no cop sites. We have nothing. Like we're just like,
And now
sure. And now by then the whole rally has blown through and probably pissing people off. And so it might be like red flag. I mean, who knows? We're like at risk. So we're
Well,
like,
and now, if I'm not mistaken, we were going through Kentucky, correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was them huge, like long hills, open roads, and all the cops were gone.
yeah,
So we were
didn't
just
see one.
cruising.
we're booking.
We were cruising.
So
We were
then-
triple digits, easy.
Yeah.
And it was just casual,
So we're
casual triples, just like
we have written off seeing any Crown Rally people for a while. And then within 45 minutes, I'm like,
wait
where's
a
that?
minute.
I'm like, oh my God, that's a Corvette. Oh, please have stickers on it. We get up and it was Black Betty. I don't know if you saw them in the Zello app.
Yeah.
Tony and his wife, super cool people.
Yeah,
He's actually a realtor. So we got to talking about that, but oh my God, I rolled down the window. We went as we're going by them. I was like, so excited. And he met up with us and they're taking pictures. I got on this hill. I was like, Black Betty, you have no idea how happy we are to see you. I was losing my mind.
It was the ray of light.
We
needed
literally
it.
threw a party in that GTR. We found people.
It was the
again.
glimmer of hope that we weren't the biggest
Yeah.
losers on earth.
Yeah.
We were just like, wow.
So then that was when we were on our way to Nashville. And that night in Nashville, we ran into them and he goes, oh my God, I wish I would have had a camera on your car when you guys pulled up next to us. He goes, all I saw was these teeth because you were smiling so big. And I was like, dude, I have to tell you why it was a big deal. I was like, we were the people that missed the launch. And he's like, oh, I was like, yeah. So we thought everyone was just gone. And then he goes, well, I like to have a nice breakfast every morning. So we stopped and ate. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, but I was so happy to see you guys. So then we kind of cruised for a little while together. You know, it's just more fun when you're with other cars.
Hey, hold that thought now.
What?
Go ahead and speak, Craig.
Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna say we were alone most of the time. Like we were because
You were laughing and I couldn't hear you, so I didn't know if your
Oh.
audio was gone.
No. I just
Talk much.
yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. No, I didn't want to interrupt, but we so the first day we went to that winery
Yeah.
in Indiana. That's 15 minutes from my house. So we left and we came home so I could get more towels because we had to park outside at the hotel the first night. So when we woke up, the car was just covered in water. Like, dude, so I was like, I got to get more towels, keep it dry in the morning, like to clean, which of course, then we were in garages the entire time. But so we were way behind because Elia, nostalgic, was like, oh, don't worry, we'll get back and we'll catch up to everybody because we left well before lunch was over, really. We get on the back roads and there's like nobody, right? So randomly, this older Porsche comes up and followed us, and I wasn't really going that fast. I only had 5 hours behind the wheel of that car when I was on the rally, so I wasn't really familiar with the car yet. And we get to the gas station and the guy gets out and I'm like, hey man, sorry if I was like holding you up, like we'll let you go first when we leave. If you guys, he's like, no, He's like, it's perfectly fine. He's like, my passenger loves you because he does not like going that fast, which of course was like soul sucking to me a little bit because I'm like, oh, I am that slow, but whatever. And
What a bad
then
compliment.
yeah, he goes, hey, can we follow you to the hotel to Cincy? And I was like, yeah, man, that's cool. And I saw because it was like older guys, I figured on the straights, like highways, I'm like, I'm not going to go like 150, 160 like I probably would or something. Not that I would ever do that in the United States of America.
No,
That
it's
would be
illegal.
in
It's
Mexico.
illegal.
Right. So I go like 10, 15 above. Like, well, we probably pushed like 90, but it was 70. So whatever. 89, 89, 89.
Illegal.
But yeah, but so we're going and there were cops still out because everybody had gone by. Luckily, my radar detector was picking everything up like 2 miles in advance, so we'd slow down. We get to the hotel and I'm talking to somebody and they go, oh yeah, that's Justin's dad, the organizer's dad. And I go, yeah, I didn't know that. I go, yeah, I just went like, not that fast getting back. They're like, you should have gone fast. He's like one of the first people to get a ticket on every rally. Like he loves to go fast. And I was like, it was like, that was one of the driest days that we had the entire time. It was perfectly straight, like perfect for my car. And I hold myself back because I think the old guy
didn't want to lose him.
Yeah. I was just like, I want to be nice and not be that jerk that like makes them drive faster and they'd be comfortable with.
Right.
So I was so mad because they literally, Justin even told me, he's like, oh, you should have gone fast. He's like, he would have gone fast with you. It's like, yeah, I didn't know that.
Give me the high sign, like
You know,
more, higher.
the other way to look at that too is that I feel like if you absolutely really wanted to go fast, you would have. I feel like, it was kind of new to you. You probably didn't want to push it too hard. You want to find out the hard way. And then on top of it, you have these people that you didn't want to leave in the dust.
Right.
So I
Because
feel
you're
like
a good dude.
Yeah, you're a good dude.
Yeah.
And
No, yeah, like highways. I mean, when we were on the highways normally, I was just blowing past people whenever we would catch up to people because the other great thing about the CTSV is it gets pretty decent gas mileage. So if we were late, not really in the group the entire time,
7 gears?
eight speed. So people would have to stop for gas way before us because the Lambos and R8s and all that are like sucking up gas like crazy. So we always caught up to people. Nice. So I'd see people, and for him to like Elliot to get like video, I'd just go as fast as I could, get next to a car, floor it, go to the next car. So I mean, we didn't see top speed, but we saw
some speed.
11 miles less than what the top speed on that car is.
Okay.
So we were moving. I mean, but at the same point, like when I'm not one of those people in traffic that's going to play chicken with freaking every car, like I saw it and I'm like, it's not worth that to me. Like, it's not that important for me to be around 5 other cars. I'd rather.
I pick and choose my times.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got to make sense for safety.
The juice has to be worth the squeeze.